My brothers and sisters, what is going on? Still Sermon in the house. Very late night. It is currently 1:45 a.m. Technically Sunday morning. I just got back. I was out tonight hanging out with some friends and just having a good old time. Just gonna come on here and talk about the preseason game between the Steelers and Jags. And first things first, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted down below. And also, if I misspeak or get some things wrong about the game, I apologize. I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. And yeah, that's it right there. But I did want to pump this out before I hit bed, just because I had all my thoughts organized and I had everything settled in. So this is currently showing early Sunday morning, early Sunday afternoon. But getting on to this game, Steelers get the job done 16-15 over the Jags in comeback fashion. So I have to say it was not a great game for us at all. In my opinion, not a great game for us at all. But that's the beauty of preseason. It don't matter how you win the games. You know, it doesn't even matter if you lose the games. What matters is what you see in the players that you have. So if this obviously was a regular season game, I'd be much more concerned. But let's get on to this. I'll start with the offense in this one. And more specifically with the offensive line. The offensive line, look, we knew it was going to be a big question mark for us coming into the season, and especially in training camp and preseason now. But the offensive line, after they did actually pretty okay last week against the Seahawks, they did terrible. You know, they did they did a real bad job in this game. Like, they could not create any kind of protection or clean pocket for any quarterback that was in there, especially Mitch Trubisky. You know, Mitch played the first quarter, and he played to finish up his series in the second quarter, and literally all I saw Mitch do from the time that he was in there was just run for his life, you know, because he didn't have any protection. Now, granted, there were a couple times where he actually did have a good pocket, but, you know, and he showed his ability to evade sacks and to get out of a sticky situation, but when your offensive line is crumbling like that and you can't give them any protection, that's not good. You know, guys like James Daniels looking like a disappointment so far. I know it's only 2 games into preseason, but he really has not looked good so far. Kendrick Green, less said the better. Like, when you have a bad center, you're going to have a bad guard. It's just natural with that. Chooks, still the same guy that we know to hate. Dan Moore, you know, less said the better about him. And I would say probably the best guy that we have on the O-line right now, I'd probably say is Mason Cole, but that's really not saying a whole lot. The offensive line just did very, very bad tonight. But that kind of opens up the gate for us having the quarterbacks, as Mitch, you know, we didn't really get to see him do a whole lot because of the terrible job by the offensive line for this game. In comes Kenny Pickett, who throws a touchdown pass, and the Steelers are up 7-6 at halftime. Kenny Pickett came in, he went 6-7, I believe. So another good game for Kenny Pickett. Again, not going to get on his case too much about the dinks and dunks, as people are going like, oh, you know, this guy can't throw a pass over 5 yards or whatever. Look, I'm not going to get on him about it yet, okay? He's a rookie, he's learning the game. Let him, you know, develop into a passer, and we're going to see less and less of those. But I'm pleased with how Kenny Pickett's been playing so far. Keep up the good work. He's looking confident. He's looking like he knows what he's doing. He can use his legs to get out of a bad situation, and he can just extend plays. In my honest opinion, I think the offense operates better when Kenny Pickett is there because, you know, the offense, it's comprised of a lot of young guys, and Kenny Pickett, he's 23 years old, so I feel like, you know, these guys are in the same boat as Kenny Pickett. They're like, you know what, we got a young guy behind center, we got a young guy that's calling the shots, we're going to develop and grow along with this guy too, and we're going to show him that he's capable of being a starter in this league, so we're going to gel with him. And I just think the offense, like I said, I just think the offense operates better when Kenny Pickett's under center. So, in my honest opinion, I think you got to switch up the QB pattern a little bit, at least for next week. You're playing Detroit, I believe, next week for your final preseason game. So, I would personally like to see the Steelers switch up the QB position a little bit, give Kenny Pickett a little bit of a bigger role. Obviously, Mason Rudolph came in the second half, and he played amazing. There's one guy, that I've been really hard on. It's Mason Rudolph, but tonight he gets nothing but credit from me. Mason Rudolph did very well tonight. 17-21, the game-winning touchdown pass to, I think it was Tyler Snead. And, Mason Rudolph just continues to show, look, I know that Mason Rudolph is going up against, third and fourth stringers, but like we keep saying, he is the longest tenured quarterback in this system right now. So I feel like he has the best understanding of it. And if this guy, and if how we made our acquisitions in the offseason lit a fire underneath Mason Rudolph to be like, hey, you know what? These guys are going to move on from me this year. I better start playing better. It looks like Mason Rudolph's starting to get a little bit more confident, and I applaud Mason Rudolph for his effort. Like I said in my video a couple weeks ago, I don't think Mason Rudolph doesn't try hard. He is a hard worker, and tonight, he showed it. And I must say, in regards to the fan base, I'm very disappointed with the fan base. With constantly booing this guy. Look, I'm not the biggest Mason Rudolph fan either. I'm not, dying to see him on the field. But come on, give the guy a little bit of credit. I know he was responsible for the safety in this game. Okay, I understand that. But to just flat out boo him and to just constantly hate on him and to give him absolutely no credit at all, I mean, come on. It makes me, the guy's going through enough, all right? Like, seriously. He thought he was going to be a for sure candidate for us starting him when Big Ben retired. Now he has to deal with Kenny Pickett. Now he has to deal with Mitch Trubisky. And we even signed the guy who shoved him down on the field after the worst moment of his career. The guy's going through enough. And plus, he's meme material on Facebook and Twitter, with the dented head meme, Give the guy a break and give him some credit. He's busting his ass every time he takes the field. I'm not the biggest fan of Mason Rudolph, but I will give him credit when it's due. And he played very well tonight. Moving on to the, hold on. The offense, as far as the run game goes, not much to say. As far as the receivers go, not much to say. Again, I can't be pleased and can't be too proud with just 16 points, but considering how, Mason Rudolph is stepping up to the range, no pun intended, but considering how he's starting to step up to the range a little bit and Kenny Pickett continues to spread the ball around and gain more confidence, like I said, preseason wins don't mean anything, but the progress that I'm seeing with these guys week in and week out, it's very pleasing to me, and it makes me feel a little bit more confident about this QB battle, which brings me on over to the defense. Now, the biggest bright spot of the defense for me goes to Justin Lane. Proved to be the game-winning interception, bought Mason Rudolph more time to conduct the game-winning drive. And before that, the defense was looking pretty solid as well, especially Robert Spillane. Robert Spillane, 8 tackles tonight. Miles Jack, another phenomenal game. All linebackers did really well, especially even number 55, Devin Bush. Knock on wood, hopefully he continues to improve. Granted, I still think that we should move on from this guy because, those comments that he made alone last week was enough for me to say, you know what, I'm done with Devin Bush. But, he did okay in this game. I will say it. He did okay in this game. So like I said, all linebackers did well. I was pleased to see the linebackers step up. Especially I love seeing Tyson Alualu and Larry Ogunjobi. Speaking of him, I just talked about him with Mason Rudolph. Tyson Alualu and Larry Ogunjobi playing together. Great chemistry, it looks like. It looks like that these guys, when they play together, just great things happen. They're forming chemistry. They're on the same page with each other, and they're stopping the run. And that's why we got Larry Ogunjobi. He was able to stop the run very well, being very physical up on that D line. And, of course, Tyson Alualu, when he's healthy, that is very vital to our rush defense right there. So, the only thing that I was missing was Cam Hayward because he was out with injury. TJ Watt got in a sack as well. So, really, I think the defense did well. There was a couple of spotty moments from the defense, but overall, I was very satisfied with the way the defense played. It was a I can't call it a good team effort altogether, but you take the good performances, you take it with a little bit of grain of salt, and you build off of a preseason performance. So those are all my thoughts right there about this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We get the job done, and next Sunday night will be the final preseason game of the preseason for us as we take on the Detroit Lions, I believe. So, that'll do it for this recap. Steelers get it done, and we'll move on from there. Steel Sermon, checking on out for the night. I got to get to bed. Have a good one, everyone.